So this is Michael with Raiden Electric, and we are going to do another kind of a product review. If you guys watch any of my other videos, you know I like to whine a lot about products that don't live up to the hype, and I'm pretty critical about the way things are engineered and made. So whenever we get a product or a tool that we utilize that meets or exceeds my expectations, I definitely like to give a review of it. In no way is this company sponsoring me, or they have not paying me to give a review or anything like that. This is an unbiased review of this product. So we had picked up a new client that had a great deal of townhomes, and they had some issues with a lot of their pole lighting and underground fees that had been chopped by landscapers over the years. We came out here for a day, tried to do some old school locating, you know, with ohm meter and whatnot, and it was an absolute nightmare. We were having a horrible time trying to make logical sense of what went where. So got on YouTube and Google and tried to find a company that made an economical utility tracer that we could buy as a company without going broke, and that would do everything that we needed it to do. So we came across, let's see here, this company is called Armada, Armada Technologies. It's just armadatech.com. We ended up going with the model Pro9000, and the primary reason that we went with this model is it's digital compared to the other ones, and this one also had a large battery compartment into it that we thought we would utilize, but we ended up just pulling it out completely because if you're like me, once you've had batteries in something, you'll stick it in the cabinet, and then you go to use it a year later, 2 years later, and then they're all corroded and it doesn't work anyway. So we have tons of Ego batteries and products, and one of the ones that we have is just the battery and the inverter. And that's really nice because this digital one, I think, is the only model that comes with a power supply instead of or the batteries. So we just drag around the Ego with this, and you know, that's the great way, because this battery will power it all day without any issues. And the upside to having this battery compartment removed is that we can use it as a place to store things, because this is one of those things, it seems like it's, you know, packaged by tiny little hands, and then when you try to go to put stuff back in it, you can never get it back in there the way that it came. So this compartment being empty of the battery tray has been great, because then this cover screws down after it and gets closed up. For what we use it for, very, very simple. You'll see there's like a ground stake over there, and if you watch some of the Armada videos, they're always talking about completing a circuit. So in my electrical brain, until we got this thing and used it, I couldn't quite figure out what they meant by completing a circuit, because, you know, on one end, such as in this telephone pole that we've already traced out, but I'll show you how it works, you know, we're clipping on to a hot leg that goes to another pole, but I couldn't figure out what they meant by completing a circuit. So you'll see this is just stuck in the ground at random, but we're going to be able to trace that back all the way to its source with this ground stake here. Now, we are in Ohio. The ground, it's got a fair amount of clay over here. It's not real sandy. The upside to this unit is you can set it to different strength levels. We have used it on strength 4, but it's way overkill for this area. It's blaringly loud in the headphones. So usually we're using it on strength 1. Now, I have never had any prior experience locating services until we got this, so don't think I'm a pro at it. I'm pretty good at it now, but I had never done it before. Make sure that the Ego's on. Ego's now on. So you just turn it on. If you can't see it, it's not a big deal. The thing you do have to keep in mind that they do repeat over and over in the training videos for this, is you do have to make sure that the receiver is functioning the same as here. So it always defaults to direct clip on, which is great. And we always go to a high frequency. It just seems to work better for us and what we're doing. And done. So then you'll click this on. It takes 2 seconds to boot up. And I'll change it on here to high frequency and start. So it's at the lowest volume now. And I'll kind of put it up, the headphones up here by the mic, so hopefully you guys can hear it. So yeah, let me turn up just a little bit so you can hear. There's a volume there. You can, hopefully the microphone's picking that up. You can see, like, as I run it right over here near the wire, we're picking it up. But it leaves this area. And there's 2 settings on here as well. There's a peak and a null. When you null, it goes off when you're directly over the wire, and peak gets the loudest. I have found the peak to be more beneficial for me, but I'm sure everyone's different. It's super easy. I mean, you really can just sweep it back and forth and you'll hear it. And like I said, we've already done this before, so this is really just kind of showing you guys what's going on. So, I mean, as you guys can see, I'm walking at a pretty good clip. And as long as I am picking up that tone, I can just keep on rolling. And I have it louder in the headphones than normal, just so hopefully the microphone picks it up. Let's go back a little bit. So as you can see, or here, there's like a piece of seal tight that some previous contractor had ran into the bottom of this light post. I mean, you can hear it as it goes over that piece of seal tight, as it gets louder and does peak. And if you switch it to null, what'll happen is you go over it just ever so slightly, it'll go down. If you adjust the volume a little bit, it'll be at nothing. So there, it's a lot harder to hit. I do like, my brain functions better as it gets louder. Too much video games over the years, I suppose. Anyway, I did leave a little bit of the repair open so you guys could see. I think we are, I mean, look, that's probably about 100 feet, isn't it? You would think. So you can see it's still working fine. And we're definitely 100 feet away. But you can see it's picking it up right over where the conduit is. So that is my quick review of the Pro9000 receiver and transmitter. There's a bunch of different applications you can use that for. Let me turn this down so it's not beeping while I'm talking. And I highly recommend it for anyone that has to do any sort of ground locating. We initially trained ourselves at the shop a little bit with some stuff that had already been spray painted on the ground by Oops. We were doing a service upgrade and we validated that this is identical to the Pro level equipment that the Oops Underground Services is using. I mean, it was within a ½ inch of where they were putting their spray paint on the ground. So it's excellent. We will try to put a link in our product page. And if you buy through our product page, it kind of helps support the channel a little bit. If you guys got any questions or want to see us use this in another way, you know, comment sections below. I try to answer everything that I see come across. That's all I got for today, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.